So now what we're going to go through is the steps of how to study your material, specifically in medical school. So first thing you want to do is, I'm not going to lie, I've done most of this stuff in undergrad. Although undergrad did go into a bit more in depth, once I'm able to go through the information, once I sort of remember it. So what I'll do is I'll just pull up study notes. I don't go to lecture. I'm very anti-lecture because I like my own routine and my own schedule. But in medical school or undergrad, do what works for you. So I would Anki the study notes while having ChatGPT open in the bottom to help me summarize any information or give me better detail on something I don't understand. Then I'll review the cards so that it's in my memory. But I'll proceed to then do osmosis and YouTube videos for higher retention. Now, two things I highly recommend. One for histology is called the Histology Guide. It is free. And the other is Complete Anatomy. It's about $80 a month, but you can get a virtual anatomy, your own virtual cadaver, basically. I can try to pull it up and show you guys an example. If you like. Just letting it load. Bear with me. As this loads, I can go through how I used it. So let's say there's some portion of the muscle system I don't understand. For example, one very prevalent one is going to be lower body, which I haven't prepared for tomorrow, but will be tested on tomorrow. Or we'll have a practice on it tomorrow. So you just go add muscle, add muscle, add muscle, add muscle, add muscle, add muscle. You can go connective tissue, connective tissue. I'll remove some layers. Yeah, okay. Add the venous supply because you want to know what the venous supply is. Add the arterial supply because you want to know what the arterial supply is. Add nervous supply. So now let's say you want to specifically know about the anterior thigh. Boom. Rectus femoris right here. I'll give you a good explanation about what it is. You can go in a bit more to see what motions it's involved in. It can open that up for you. So this is what rectus femoris is involved in. Now that is complete anatomy. Highly recommend using it. All the kids in our year right now are complaining, not kids, all the students in our year are complaining about the fact we don't have cadavers. Man, just deal with it. At the end of the day, there's nothing we can do to change the circumstances. We can only adapt to such circumstances. Now, the other thing is histology. I would highly recommend using this histology guide. This is something I used a lot in undergrad. For example, if you want more information on the lymph nodes, just go to lymph nodes, open it up, go, okay, capsule, where's the capsule? Boom, that's the capsule. Right there. If you want to know where the tubercle is, cortex, and then you can also run through some quizzes. We've done epithelium so much at this point. Let's try and see this. But stratified, keratinized, stratified keratinized, squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous keratinized epithelium. Basically what I said. But yes. You can use it in that manner. Definitely will help you. Now, then what you want to do is do active recall and then practice problems. Now, a bit too far ahead. Active recall and practice problems is where you're getting it solidified into your understanding. After doing this, you'll go into the exam, cruise it with the 50% we need to pass.
But what's the difference between I mean, let's say, how are you differentiating between active recall and practice problems when, I guess within a practice problem you are recalling actively? So, what is it there that is, I guess, distinct in step four?
So the active recall, what I'm mainly using it for is to interrelate concept. So what I'll do, for
Mhm.
example, is I'm like, okay, tell me everything about the respiratory system. So not only will I go in depth about the anatomy of the respiratory system, I'll quickly see if I can remember anything about the histology, anything about its innervation, function, how it can act as a respiratory pump for the cardiac function or pushing up the blood through the veins or venous pump and
Mm.
all those other
Okay.
concepts or how then I can go into a bit of a tangent about the pulmonary embolisms or how tension pneumothorax can call obstructive shock, those type of things.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like you sit
Okay.
there and then you interrelate it between concepts and then you can do practice problems. Practice problems is mainly tailoring it toward the exam material itself. It's a good way to gloss through everything beforehand. That makes sense.
Okay, I see. Yep.
Because a lot of the time with practice problems, especially multiple choice, you're not actually you can say to an extent that is passive recall because you're just reading off things and sometimes you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I remember this a bit more than that.
Mm.
But because we also have SAQs to do,
Yeah.
short answer questions, then
Mhm.
it's better for you
Yeah.
to active recall beforehand so then you can actually remember what to write for those SAQs. That makes sense?
100%. Yes. Yep.
Now, I did borrow a lot of ideas from these three books. One is Deep Work by Cal Newport, Atomic Habits, and the book I highly recommend reading is called Make It Stick: The Science of Successful Learning by Peter C. Brown and Henry Peter C. Brown. We'll just say Peter C. Brown. We don't need to go
Damn.
into it depth.
That's the one I haven't read.
I would highly recommend you read that book. Like when you'll see the concept I borrowed about you needing to be
Really?
uncomfortable during work is from this book.